Hey everyone, how are ya? Welcome back to my channel, Spiritual Dowsey. I'm Dowsey LeMay. I hope you're all doing great out there. Want to give a big shout out to all you beloved brothers and sisters, soul fam that have been supporting me and following me. I really appreciate that. And for anybody else who is new or just stopping by to spend a little time with me here, please feel free to follow and subscribe if this content resonates with you. If it doesn't, just leave it. These just happen to be my truths, mine alone. They don't necessarily need to be yours. So right now, this video is the November 2023 energy update. This is where I give insights into the energy, the numerology, and the astrology, and the energetic themes that we may be dealing with individually, but also collectively on this planet. Before I go any further, just a reminder for all of you, my book is out, Becoming the Creator, A Practical Guide to Spirituality and Connection. Highly recommend this if you are going through a spiritual growth and need practical exercises, insight to help you find more connection, truth, love, and peace in your life through understanding who you are and how you've always been loved and connected to Source. Highly recommend that. You can go find that on my website, spiritualdowsey.com, or Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, etc. It's all out there. Appreciate the love and support. All right, so I always like to start with sharing the news that came about last month, just to kind of perk your memory in terms of how powerful last month was. Here are some of the headlines that I think is worth mentioning. We had the Speaker of the House vacant. McCarthy was voted out, and a new Speaker was just recently, after a month of arguing here, new Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who is now the 56th House Speaker, elected to the 118th Congress. But someone introduced him as the 45th Speaker recently. So that's an interesting mess up, if you will, or coincidence. Maybe you should go check out that statement or why that is, why that he was introduced as the 45th Speaker. All right, big thing that happened across the board for all of us is obviously the Israel attack. And at the same time, there was 3 massive major earthquakes that occurred on this horrific event. I did a short video on this on my YouTube, sharing my thoughts around this, so go check that out if you haven't seen it. We had Bigfoot was spotted in a video in Colorado from a train. Somebody had taken a video with their phone, I believe, and they saw Bigfoot on the foothills. Also, more information about UFOs coming out and different interactions and things occurring with extraterrestrials or interdimensional beings. We had more mass shootings recently, one close to home here around Maine area. We've had more mass shootings across the board. Lots of people dying collectively, but also lots of celebrities as well. One of which being Matthew Perry from the famed show Friends. We also had major hurricane category 5 basically demolish the Gulf Coast of Mexico. That really didn't seem like it got a lot of news, but that was a huge storm, massive destruction all along the beaches and the coast of Mexico. One of the things that I thought came out a little bit before October, but it's still very important, and it's regarding the FDA pulling cold medicines from the shelves after the FDA committees said that they're not effective. I think this is really important to look into, because there's 2 things that come to my mind when I think about this. One is obviously they have been lying to us and taking our money for all these years, saying that these things worked, but they didn't. Not only that, we were told by doctors and medical professionals to take these things such as Sudafed, things as like Benadryl. You know, trust the science. Trust the science, trust us. Do these things, spend your money, buy these things because they're going to help you. So now I feel like they're kind of in this hard place in a rock, between a hard place and a rock, because now you have to show, where can you put your trust? Where is the truth in the medical field now, especially around these self-governing organizations? The other thing that is profoundly important to recognize for this, if this is true, assuming that this is true, and that all these medications actually didn't work, which, you know, for me as a kid, I took all these medications and they seemed to work for me, is that if they didn't work, then and that people have been taking them for so many years by so many people and having a positive or beneficial effect from them, then are we saying that this is basically a giant sugar pill, a massive placebo that's been placed into the collective consciousness? And this truth that has come up in the collective numerology of the year of the seven, showing you how you yourself have the power to heal yourself. You don't need the pharmaceuticals and the medicines that are out there. Don't discount your power to heal yourself in the beliefs of the things that you were taking to help you feel better. So it is a massive, I would say, dissonance of what's occurring. And the fact that this is coming out should put a lot of pressure on the pharmaceutical companies, the medicines, the medical field, as well as understanding who you are and the power that's within you, should this be the placebo effect that's playing out for many of us. Something to think about as you go forward. All right, so let's talk about the numerology for November. Obviously, we know that is 11. 11 is a mastery number, and it usually implies new beginnings and walking through duality in mastery of what you have learned. Expect to be leveling up in the energy, leveling up in the intensity, especially through the beginning of this month, out through beginning this month as we are coming out of the lunar eclipse in Taurus, and as we move through the Scorpio transformational season of this month. All right. We tie that with the numerology for the year, which is 7. I talk about it all the time. It's a high vibe spiritual number. It is a high vibrational number. It's an esoteric type of number, leading to more spirituality and growth, leading to more truth, etc. Things that are hidden can no longer be hidden anymore, and that's why we're having all this stuff come up at the moment and for this year. We tie that in with the numerology for the month, and that ends up being an 18, which ultimately breaks down to a 9. We are revisiting the numerology of 9, which is closing out cycles. This is an ending. This is a closing out. So I expect as we move through this, the energy is going to be about abrupt changes to help you close things out, to move you into a better place dimensionally, mentally, emotionally, physically, and in a place for you to become who you want, to create the things that you want, to free yourself, to move you so you can put your energy to things that are better for you as you go forward. The truth of you and how you relate to everything is going to be brought up, and it's going to show up in this month. Again, death is going to be part of this closing part. So for many of you going through this process, going through this experience, remind yourself that this is also an opportunity to open your heart, to forgive if there are things that you've been holding on to, and to open your heart, be vulnerable, and allow yourself to be free of the grudges, free of the low density, and to forgive you and the other counterpart. And remember that forgiveness isn't about them so much, it's about you, allowing yourself to be free of the shackles of grudges, free from the anger and the pain and the suffering, so that you can close that out and move to a new you. So you can move freely as a divine being to create what is more in alignment with you, which is more love, peace, and connection, right? That's what we want. And forgiveness is one of those things. If you can understand that you are the creator and how you are creating your reality, and that everything can be seen as a way for you to understand more about yourself. That's a lot of that I talk about in my book, so go get that. All right, the astrology for the month. I say always take this with a little bit of grain of salt, because there's some interesting things that are coming about around what's happening with our sun and our moon, and where we are from an astrological standpoint. So just take this a little bit of grain of salt, but certainly is in alignment with a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about. So the first thing we're happening is November 4th. The Saturn goes direct into Pisces. Now we can expect ourselves to feel less restricted spiritually, expect some growth with your intuition, and to see some breakthroughs with your karmic and spiritual blocks. That's why, this is a big month for mastery around the numerology and closing things out and to move forward, okay? It leads us into the last quarter moon in Leo. This is us finishing up some projects, preparing ourselves for new work to be done, and to be more heart open and to be more in the vibrational state of love for yourself and for others. We have then on November 8th, Venus enters Libra. This is balance within your relationships, balance with those you get along with, finding people that you are in vibrational alignment with, and having a good connection with those people. You're going to be in your current relationships. You're going to be working through compromising, reestablishing commitments, reestablishing boundaries that make it healthier for you, and to be more supportive to your other co-creators, your other relationships, the people that you care about. All right, that leads us into the gateway, the 1111 gateway. That's a triple or double dose of that mastery number, the 1111, right? Much like when we see that number on license plates or on a receipt, or we see it on the clock, what does that usually mean? It means that it is our guides, it's us, our higher selves, indicating to us utilizing our energy for that of the highest good of ourselves and for the collective. So when you see these numbers, it means to look at yourself, see what's going on with you. How can you shift to be in a better place, something that's in a higher good for you going forward, more love, more connection. And this day is going to be more of the same. It's just be a good day to embody your highest good, to work on your mastery of your emotions, of your mental body, your physical body, your etheric body, and just to set the tone for the rest of the month based on what is going to be transpiring in the astrology. Because shortly after, we have the new moon in Scorpio on the 13th of November. All right, new transformations taking place for your passions, to help you align with the things that excite you. And again, this is just going to help you set that tone, set the energetic vibrational movement for the rest of the month. On November 20th, that's going to be the first quarter moon in Aquarius. Changes that need to be made for you to be in a better place. To make changes to help you find a better place in your life, and also for the collective, and to be in your highest alignment emotionally and mentally and physically, so that you can bring change about your life that brings about more peace, joy, and harmony, and understanding of who you are and the power within. Because that leads us into the 1122 gateway. That's a double mastery as well. The 11s, the 11 and the 22. This is where the sun also enters Sagittarius. This is a huge expansion of energy around adventure, around expansions in your personal growth, in your spiritual growth, and understanding and feeling new experiences coming into your reality. This double mastery dose that we're getting of the 11 and the 22, this is really setting the groundwork for the rest of the year. You're perhaps coming to meeting, bringing an energy to help you meet new people, getting to new places, finding new goals, rearranging yourself, just setting the foot tone or foot path for you to go forward in meeting your goals. That leads us right into basically Thanksgiving here in the US on 11/23. This could be a highly charged day with so much going on energetically, the transformational energy of the Scorpio, the gateways, the numerology, the things that have been happening thus far in the astrology. It's really important that we be able to observe, that we be intentional with our energy. We honor our friends and family, but also what happened with us collectively, and to be grateful for the things that are going well and going great in our life, but honoring the things and seeing the things that need to be seen as well, especially if you're feeling a lot of resistance showing up around this time frame. Because shortly after that, Mars enters Sagittarius. This is just going to be more energy, a surge of energy to help you with your expansion, your excitement for adventure, and to execute on your passions. Then we have the full moon in Gemini on the 27th. This is where you're going to be sorting through your ideas, working through your plans to bring them into reality, to merge with duality within you, so that you can come out with more balanced energy, and you can work with that energy to create action that's in alignment for your highest good as you go forward. All right, so that's the astrology. You can see that that's a lot of these new beginnings, closing out kind of stuff, along with the numerology. It's going to be a very potent month in building up for us to go out with a bang for the year. All right, so the energetic themes that I have for this month. First theme, you're going to need to have courage, strength, and to be nice to yourself. That's the first theme. There could be feelings of feeling mentally blocked, or that you're not, or that you're getting wary, or you're getting worn down. This feels like at the beginning of the month, as we're coming out of the full moon in the full moon lunar eclipse that we just had, people are feeling like have been really making some steps and making growth, but they will feel like they're going to be taking 2 steps backwards, or hitting a plateau, if you will, right? Feeling like, oh man, I feel like I'm just hitting a wall. I'm not really going anywhere. You're plateauing out. And you're going to start questioning things again. You're going to start questioning yourself. You're going to start questioning your reality, especially with the collective, with the wars that's been going on, with the geopolitical climate that we're having, and the nefarious organizations putting a lot more of this energy to keep us where we are. I want to say to you, if this is happening with you, and this is a theme that's happening with you, keep going. Keep going. You're just needing to spin a little bit more in this space that you feel like you're kind of banging your head against. You need to know you're being put in this little container to help you really see what's going on with you, and where you're missing or not bringing your awareness to yourself that really need to be let go of, so that you can move forward. Some things just aren't fully aware yet. You haven't really worked through it, and that's why you're creating this experience. If you're feeling like you're coming to this plateauing area, when you really should be breaking out and coming into a spiritual growth. Something needs to be released. Something needs to be ending for you to be able to move forward. And this is also where we learn to find our strength. When we are really struggling, when we're really having difficulties, and we're getting beat down, and we're feeling worn out by things, this is where we really need to find our strength. And this is also where we find out how tough we are. So this experience is both a catalyst as well as a learning lesson for many of you to understand more about yourself, but also to help you develop more strength and to see how tough you are, and to see how far you've actually come in your spiritual growth. Also, forgiveness is also going to be part of this as you go through this. Forgive yourself as you go through these things. You're not meant to know everything in the world. You're not meant to know all that's happening all at once. You're meant to fumble through these, to learn things about yourself, all right? So forgive yourself. Don't be so difficult on yourself. Don't hold yourself out to perfection. Forgive yourself, love yourself, and understand that you are improving, you are growing. Even though you may feel like you're bumping your head against something, or you got 2 steps backwards, or you feel like you're plateauing, there are growth, there are steps being made. So don't give up, and forgive yourself as you go along. It's going to be difficult because the numerology and the astrology is just going to push you harder, and it's going to try to push you further, and it's trying to help you with the mastery and the astrology to help you become a master of that. And mastery doesn't happen through ease. It doesn't happen through convenience. It happens through difficulties. It happens through trials and working at it, and being pushed to the points of being uncomfortable, right? That's where mastery happens. That's where the 11s come in, the 22s come in, and what we're talking about as we go forward. All right, the other theme we're thinking about this month is the idea that think before you do. You need this idea of balance within you. So there's certainly this energy around being disappointed or having heavy vibrations with you, kind of hanging your head low, kind of energy. Things kind of emotionally falling apart, such as friends, relationships, groups that just don't work out. And this leads also to emotional health taking a toll on the physical body as well. All right, you're taking on too much of the world, you're not allowing yourself to feel emotions, you're being too hard on yourself, and it can ultimately affect your body. I think when we go through this, aspect, this state of being, it's really important for us to ask the questions: why do we feel disappointed? Why are we feeling this dissonance, this resistance within us? And why is it being presented to us now? This might be really true for many of you during the Thanksgiving time frame. All right, around the 11/11s in the 11/22 time frame as we go through. And I want to say that a part of this is around the transformational energy. Some of you will ultimately make decisions that change the course or change the path that you are on or that you have been on for something for your highest good. Almost like a catalyst to help you become what you need to be. And you're going to have to go through this heart-aching, disappointment kind of aspect to you so that you can then go inside to question things about you, so that you can let go of things and emerge into something that, or move forward at least, into understanding about who you are and what you've let happen to yourself and how you're not going to allow that to occur anymore as you go forward. All right. The third energetic tie here certainly seems to be about tying up energies, tying up things, clearing things out, putting an end to something that has been circulating or spiraling around many of you for a while, and you've been really having some difficulties with it. Perhaps it's around a person, something to do with work that just doesn't seem to want to go away, or this pattern that keeps showing up. It feels like there's going to be an ending to this struggle, like there's going to be a breakthrough, right? Leading through all this stuff, these transformational energies, the mastery, etc. It's all going to help you break through endings, closing things out. So this could be indicating a time for a more happier time, a more joyful period for many of you as you start to come into realization about who you are. And this means the home life could be more peaceful and joyful, just some overall good news around abundance, around work, around whatever, something around new beginnings as you close things out to help you reflect the work that you've done. All right, if this is you, be grateful for the energy that is showing up in your reality. Acknowledge it. Work with that energy, because you can use that to allow you to carry you through and help you find more of that energy or that state of being that helps you, inspire you more, and then you can act more on those things, just setting this whole chain reaction that all it does is just continually create this abundant period, joyful period in your life, right? Follow your passions. Act on those passions to the highest of your ability, and you will find more of those things following you. And then if you find you're on the opposite of this, right? You're really on the previous theme where you've made decisions, you're in a lot of resistance, you're hanging your head. It's important to go inside, question things about it, and ask yourself why these are happening. Why are you disappointed? Why did you make this choice? Why did these things come into your reality? All right? Inquiring about your reality. That's what I teach about this. This is what I talk about in this book. Highly recommend it. All right, the last theme is this idea of balancing out the paradoxes, or can you accept both truths? All right, we are being asked to be both this month, especially with your emotions. Can you be inspired and intuitive without becoming ungrounded and sappy? Can you be neutral and mature with your emotions and your mental body without becoming too detached from your reality and numbing yourself out? How can you find the middle ground between being too indulgent in stuff or being too reserved? Can you see both the good and the bad and the reasons for it? Can you see source in all? Can you see source, the divinity within you, as well as your other co-creators that you are existing with? All right, this is going to be a very important place of perspective, especially when watching and creating with the collective, around the news, around what's been going out, especially if you've been paying attention to a lot of the things out there. This is also going to be really important around the time frames of Thanksgiving, the periods and mastery dates of the 11/22 and the 11/11. All right, especially with Venus entering the Libra and your relationships. Things are going to be highlighted. where you need to find mastery for yourself, and that you are able to see perhaps both truths that exist. To be able to see the divinity in both truths, to be able to be emotionally, mentally mastered so that you can see the underlying truth and divinity behind it all. All right? That is where you're going to be able to find the connection, the love, the higher states of being, the things that are in for your highest good, when you can find that place of mastery, of being in the now moment between these things without putting so much judgment into your reality. There is that saying in, like, you know, when you are judging others, right, for what they're doing, and you're placing all this bad and wrong about them, you in the end are judging only yourself, because you are divine and everybody else is divine and we are all one. But at the same time, when you're doing all those judgments onto others, you're casting out all those things out into your external reality. What you are also doing is judging what is also inside you. You judge what you do not like about yourself. So these are opportunities to see aspects of you that are hidden, that really need love. Because if you didn't have the pain and suffering which you do not like about yourself, you wouldn't go out and make these judgment calls about other people. It's that whole saying, like, hurt people, right? Heal yourself, love yourself, do the work inside, and therefore you won't have to reach out and cast your negative spells out onto your reality, creating more of that and reflecting that back to you, causing more and more strife within you until you finally see it, which is what Source wants you to understand about yourself. All right? So I hope that helps you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Please go check out my other social media platforms, where I'll put in the description box below. I love you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.